very happy to be here to share what I've been doing here in the States with homeopathy. If I'm talking too fast, let me know. I found out about autopathy from the Homeopathy Hangout podcast, which is a wonderful podcast for anyone interested in homeopathy and all things related. And I started reading Jerry's books, and after a while, thought about adding it to my homeopathic practice. I am a homeopath here in the States. And so I wasn't sure exactly how to start. I did play with it myself so that I understood how it worked. And then a colleague of mine, a good friend actually, who I knew, she was not a patient of mine or client of mine, but she was telling me about all of her ailments and symptoms and issues, and they were not getting better. And I had talked to her for quite a while. So I'm going to share my screen in the hopes you'll be able to see. Let me get this. Here it is. Let me go here. So I'm detailing it out here. So hopefully those that read English, you'll see it. And those that are being translated, you'll understand. So I became concerned about her. Her health was declining mentally, emotionally, and physically. And now this is a homeopath. Keep that in mind. So she knows a lot about health. She was becoming totally withdrawn and not participating in life. She never takes medicine ever, but now has bags of it because of all the different things that were given to her for all the different conditions that she had. So the first time I talked to her in November of 22, she said she had the Pfizer vaccine in October of 21, and she tried to clear it with homeopathic remedies. She got the COVID infection in June of 2022, and she did okay with that. Since the vaccine had horrible reaction to an ear needle, acupuncture, her ear blew up and she couldn't hear, and she did steroid drops. 2 months after getting infected with COVID, she got a sudden chronic inflammation. 3 days of total insomnia, manic, panic attacks, heart palpitations. Her blood pressure went up to 190 over 87, a very low tolerance for making dinner, and she likes to cook, and she couldn't think, couldn't socialize. She felt like she was on the spectrum, like the autistic spectrum, where she was sensitive to noises and people talking. She was given Benadryl to reduce the inflammation. And then she was diagnosed with Lyme, Epstein-Barr virus, Marcons, which is an infection of the sinus cavity, mold sensitivity, the MTHFR issues with detoxification, and parasites. She lost 20 pounds, and she in the past has never been able to lose weight. She's 65 years old, which I did not preface it with, sorry, 65. Some painless, fuzzy, yellow, mushy stool, lots of heartburn and horrible stomach pains. She went to 3. Okay, can you hear me okay? I hope it's okay.
Yes, we can.
Okay. She went to 3 acupuncturists, a naturopath, and 2 holistic doctors and 2 homeopaths. She did coffee enemas and had tons of supplements, and also took cortisol every day for a month, adrenalinum, vagus nerve. It didn't help. And then she took Ambien, Klonopin, and Xanax. These are all medications, and nothing worked. So by July of 2023, it was clear something needed to happen. So I want to make sure that is everything okay with how I'm presenting here? I can't tell. Is everything okay? Yes, okay, okay, thank you. I'm not sure I'm hearing the translation here. Thank you. Okay. So it was clear something needed to happen. She was desperate. Her daughter was expecting her first baby. It would be her first grandchild, and she couldn't even care. And that's when I got very worried about my friend. She had a lot of brain fog due to lack of sleep as well, very much wrapped up in herself, and she couldn't function. She was also not able to manage her clients either. She was not able to be homeopath at that point. So where things were at that point, on a scale of 1 is high. Normally it's the other way around, but 1 is high and 10 is low. So she had all of these different things pretty much under a 5, which is pretty high. Sleep was low, digestion, horrible heartburn, lack of appetite. The only thing she could eat was rice or oats or gluten-free bread. High brain fog, a lot of anxiety, complete exhaustion, irritable, didn't want to be with people, and inability to get anything done. Indecision, overwhelmed. She also had neck and shoulder issues. And so we decided with her to start this autopathy, boiled breath, 1 liter every other day. And I introduced it to her over the phone on FaceTime. I walked her through it because of her brain fog. Even though I sent her the directions, it was very difficult for her to figure out how does she do the step by step. And so what happened, however, was so August 4th. So sometime before August 23rd, she reported to me that when she did the bottle on her own, she burned her forehead because she forgot to dilute it. She had so much brain fog. So I just thought I would report that very interesting thing to this audience, that it can happen when people have brain fog. So that will never happen again, according to her. She said, I get it now. She does have to dilute it. So she told me she was doing better. So this was like 10, 20 days later or so. Her stomach was was being helped also with DGL and mastic gum. She was doing some things along with the autopathy, so it got a little bit convoluted. Late night, she ate things without heartburn. This is only, again, like 20 days later. Mentally clear, she could start adding numbers, not as much to spare. Anxiety was low. She felt disorganized still, and catching her breath was not a big deal anymore. She got a sun rash on vacation at the beach, less irritable, unless she didn't have sleep. And she was feeling a little more social. Her neck and shoulders were better, probably helped that she was on vacation. Now I realize here I only had, 5 days in between our conversation, but keep in mind, I'm new to this at the time, and she was also very needy in wanting to talk to me and making sure she was doing the right thing. So I got these updates, and that's why I thought I would share at this point. In the future, I do know that I don't need to talk to people that often. So I was now made aware. She told me, she said, did you know that I've been on Klonopin, which is a benzodiazepine. It's a medication. And I just expressed my caution about her doing it too quickly. It's not my place or my job to tell her to go off it or not, but she just wanted to really get off it. Her stomach was still feeling better. She was getting a little more sleep. She started boiled saliva and boiled breath. Now 1 liter every other day. And then again, within a week or so, we talked again. She thought she might have been getting COVID. Sleep was better, but not now. Her more stomach acidity, more foggy, but she was doing these word things, wordles and connections, and also was able to plan her meals and to go shopping, which she wasn't able to do. So then about a week later, she said, this stuff is powerful. On and off symptoms arise and then they disappear. Now getting excited about her daughter having the baby, concerned how she'll be when she gets there. It's still 2 more months from now. Still continued the boiled saliva, boiled breath, 1 liter every 3 days. October 6th, she's still going down on her Klonopin. She's always waking at 3:30. She still gets about 6 hours sleep. The mood is better, feeling better, thinking clearer. Digestion is better, eating more with less anxiety about eating, gaining some weight back, feeling bloated, still some heartburn. After 3 sessions of the 1.5 liters boiled saliva, boiled breath that she did on her own, she went to the 2 liters now 3 times every 3 days. And this is what I hope with anyone who does this, is that they have their own intuition about when they need to go up in potency, when they need, how frequently they need to do it, and that I was just kind of a guide on the side for her. So I was very glad to know that she did that. November 3rd, she was now a grandmother and was very excited, whereas beginning of August, she could care less. So this was huge, I think, for her. And she also informed me she's now off of the Klonopin totally, and she's celebrating. She had another medication called Dayvigo for her insomnia. She feels the Autopathy has helped so much with this. Also took the Klonopin drops, which I had given to her. It's a remedy made from Klonopin to help support her withdrawal so she could get off in the speed that she wanted. She still wakes at 3 o'clock, but at times now can go back to sleep, and she's just trying not to worry about it. She still can have parasites at the full moon, some brain fog and memory issues, but better, some irritability, but not like before. Let's see. So where she is now, here we are, November 23rd. She let me know that she went to boiled saliva, boiled breath, 3 liters now, every 3 days. She started at 1.5, she went to 2, now she's at 3. December 10th, she was up for cooking her Thanksgiving meal. She felt like a normal human being again, alive and happy. She ate a lot, some loose stools for 2 weeks though, no pain, a little bit of heartburn, been sleeping 7 hours, more mentally clear. Feel like have a lot of pathogens not out yet though, the Lyme, the Epstein-Barr virus, the parasites, the H. pylori. So she continued on with the 3 liters boiled saliva, boiled breath every 4 days now, she decided. And then December 14th, we talked and thought it would be a good idea to get another bottle and to start the Prana 5 at 1.5 liters every 3rd day, alternating with boiled saliva, boiled breath at 3 liters. And I did consult with Jerry on this, so it wasn't my own doing, but I will tell you that it was very helpful to talk to Jerry about this. So on January 7th, when we talked on the 12th, she went up to 2 liters every 3rd day and kept the boiled saliva, boiled breath at 3 liters. And her sleep has settled for a few days, feeling more trauma come up from her childhood, her mother now with dementia challenges, her reactions. And now thinks and believes that there is a relationship between her. She's had long-term sleep issues for years, and her mother childhood trauma. So now it's at least opening it up to things that she knows she needs to take care of. She wanted me to share, she's continuing, sorry, Prana 5, 2 liters she went up to, and again, now she's up another ½ liter of the boiled saliva, boiled breath. And she knows that she can go up on her own and do as she feels, but we do talk about once a month, or will be talking once a month now. She wanted me to share this picture with you, which is all of the medications that she was given. Either she tried or didn't work, and is very thankful to Autopathy. So I thought that was great that she shared that picture. So the second case, and then I guess I'll just do the second case. This is a fairly quick one. It's still unresolved, but working on it. This is a young man, at the time was 18. He fainted in a parking lot in January of 2021 while in a karate class, taking place outside in the winter due to COVID. He hadn't eaten that day, not much sleep the night before, really cold out. He hit the left side of his head and his face hard and got a concussion. He never fainted before, ever. And so it was very interesting that it happened in that circumstance. Usually people faint in heat. They don't usually faint in cold, but in this case it did. So here I met him 2 years later. He came to me initially for homeopathy. His pupils don't constrict with light and get frequent headaches from it. And that's pretty much his main issue. So what causes the headache? When he looks down, like washing dishes or walking on uneven terrain, bright lights, car lights, green lights. He is okay with artificial light, I'll say sometimes, like in a store. Computer screens, he doesn't own a phone, that will cause a headache. Walking on the uneven surface, like doing, shoveling snow, stacking wood. Moderate to heavy exercise will also cause a headache. Reading more than a few pages, and loud noises or loud music like heavy metal. So he's very clear on what his causes are. And there's really no other symptom, at least I thought, to work with him. He's not going to school right now because of his issues. He's pretty much living at home, just helping around the house. The parents have a farm, so he helps with the farm. So he's just, trying to move on with his life, but it's very difficult because of his headaches. So here the headaches start with the eyes burning, and the pain goes to the head, over the top, down the spine, to the ribs. He gets very achy. He says that cranial sacral therapy, CST, and chiropractic adjustments can help. He tried physical therapy and eye exercises, but they didn't help. He gets mood swings sometimes when the pain is bad. He gets either really depressed or hopeless or really angry, and normally a very gentle, sweet guy. He fatigues easily, but the pupils will not dilate or constrict evenly, and that's what's causing the headaches since this concussion. And he can't finish school or do formal work at this time. So I gave many well-indicated homeopathic remedies and a strong constitutional, which didn't move the needle on this issue. He got some energy on one of the remedies, which said, okay, that's a good thing, but really nothing else. And there's really nothing else to be fixed. So it's a one issue deal. So on November 1st, I impressed upon him the need to start autopathy, and he was fine about it. So he's doing unboiled breath at 6 liters because he is pretty energetic. He's 21, and to do it once a week. In a month, when we got back, he had done the AP 4 times. He said when he does it, he feels calm and relaxed afterwards. One time he did it after having to drive a long time at night and felt his mood shift in a positive way, and it reduced some of the head pain. He also reported that one time when he went to his weekly cranial sacral therapy appointment, he actually felt great before the appointment, which has never happened or is pretty much unusual. So he's realizing that it seems to be helping. So he's continuing on with the AP, the breath, 6 liters once a week. And then December 29th, there's really no major difference with the head pain. So he's been doing this now for about 2 months. He feels like he's the relaxing effects from the bottle, but not the headaches. He's been doing more things, maybe has a little bit more energy, and now the breath at 9 liters once a week. January 12th, he had already done that, 9 liters 3 times since we had talked. All 3 have worked to some degree. He feels the 3-liter difference. He felt great after the first time at 9 liters, but it hasn't affected his symptoms. So I asked him again about what was going on before the fainting and concussion. Previously, I didn't think anything significant. He said he was working on college courses in biology and had just passed a test to become an emergency medical technician. He had no experience being one and was a little nervous about it. And as he was going to look for a job as an emergency medical technician, COVID hit. And he felt uneasy about doing this now, and his family was encouraging him to wait. My theory now is that I'm sending him prana instructions to do once a week at 3 liters to start. And he's going to order a new bottle for it. And he'll continue the boiled saliva, boiled breath with the current bottle if he gets a headache or any other illness before the 3 months have expired on the bottle. But my thinking is that through autopathy, we'd see that it's going to be helpful for him based on his bodily response. But now coming to understand, which was not evident before, that there really is a mental emotional component to the case. And so we're going to see where this goes. As I said, it is a work in progress. We are not quite done yet. So that's pretty much what I have to share. If there are questions, I don't know if I can answer them, but please put them in English. Sorry, go ahead.